time. I shoot a lot of videos. I've shot a lot of content. And like I told you guys, I don't fucking sleep. I barely sleep and I wear myself down. This is the whole purpose. You guys don't get it. If the mind and the body are not fully fucking broken, then the spirit will never come forth. You guys always live your perfect little day. I need my 8 hours. If I don't feel like shooting a video, I won't. I'm not going to do anything unless I'm in an optimal state. Optimal state is the problem. That's favoring self. When self is sacrificed for the message, then your stupid ass, Wes Watson or Timmy fucking Johnson, can finally be subdued, because now you're not having to come across as your perfect little self that you need to be to show up with all your fucking ego. That's what ego even stands for. Edging God out. You guys don't get it. I'm broken. I can't shoot this video perfect because Wes Watson will always get in the way of the message if he's strong enough to stand footing and need to appear so superior. When finally you're broken, you're beaten, the only purpose of the message is to show up when you couldn't, is to get up when there was no possible way, when it was all about the fact that this was not even possible. But I thought about other people and I was able to pull it off. People think about that as being crazy when it comes to content. Why? A lot of people's biggest fear is public speaking or even being on camera like this. They'd rather do anything. They would rather do anything than subject themselves to others' ridicule or even be embarrassed somewhat in some way by other people. When you know that what you speak is the pure truth, that we are supposed to just live in a fashion that we can pass on, that our only purpose in life is to heal ourselves and teach others to do the same, that the only job we have as humans is to learn how to live and pass forth what we've gathered in the form of wisdom to help others that we know live a greater existence. That's the only reason we're living. Our parents thought, and the men before us thought they were passing us on good wisdom. Here, when we're stressed, we have a drink. They thought that's what worked from their capacity, from their level of consciousness. That's what worked. As we evolve, we've realized that stepping into the difficult things, that not running from the issue, is what helps us find a deep understanding of it. So if you don't sit with the problem, you never solve the problem. And the problem can never be solved in the same mindset it was created. So you cannot use yesterday's fucking solution on today's problem. The solution is always in that moment. That moment always provides the answer. And the only way that you can find the answer is to not avoid the work that needs to be done in that moment. That's why I skip from flow state to flow state to flow state to flow state all day. The second one door shuts, I make sure to step into another path that I'm walking throughout that day so another door opens. A lot of people will just continually hit their head in the same fucking spot over and over all day until that area that they're frustrated about finally opens up. They'll try to sell and 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 sell. And they won't realize that there's certain windows that are open at certain times of the day due to the contractions and expansions and the frequency that those around you operate at. So until you learn to sense the solution needed at that moment, you'll never be able to correctly use the tools that are at your disposal as a human. So I always tell people the tools are peak physical performance and becoming the source of what you seek. So helping other people in the form of guidance, and then also elevating above the problem with a strenuous workout. So the strenuous workout won't always work. And that's when you'll have to go towards counsel, where you sit with other people, sit in their problems, make their problem your own, to where you actually cannot exist in your own self-fucking... The problem that you're creating is self-created. It's not really real. 90% of what we stress about never takes place. So when it's a problem that we're conjuring up through building negative narratives and imaginary evils, that is a we've created that, self-created. When you actually sit in someone else's problem, you're in the other mode. So there's two modes of operation. You're either causing problems or solving problems. So when you're sitting with yourself too long, you become stagnant, then you start to decline and you go into a low frequency state. During that low frequency state, the negative thoughts creep in, the doubt, and doubt is directly linked to inaction. So fear and doubt are caused from inaction. Inaction creates fear and doubt. So as you sit there for too long, your frequency naturally drops. You're supposed to be going into another call from your conscience, which is always one of the two things: more actual physical work that builds you, or the emotional connection or connecting with others to guide them through their problems. Those are the only two things humans do. We don't do anything else. This other shit is just created. That's created by us over time. But if you went back to the most basics of human nature, we were either hunting, building, gathering, or something like that, doing something very physical, or we sat down with our tribe and we connected. There was only two modes of life. What else was there? There was nothing else. So all this other foreign shit is what confuses you, because the natural world does not stimulate the growth of the spirit, of the soul, of the strength that I'm telling you to cultivate by wearing down the mind and body. We're way too rested. We're way too comfortable. We're not being tested. Our soul cannot come forth. Our spirit cannot strengthen because we're not taking it to that level. You guys, push yourself in the diet, the macros, to where it's difficult and you're actually being stressed and stretched. Push yourself in the amount of hours that you put in the work each day. So obviously, like I'm saying, not optimal sleep, setting a time, making it difficult for yourself, doing the hard things that you don't want to do, actually take you into that zone deeper. And a lot of people can explain this from a purely like physical or medical standpoint, or the actual psychology. I like to look at everything from the spiritual standpoint, because the second I don't believe what some stupid doctor that I don't even trust told me, the second it's coming from an entity that's much more powerful than me, I'm limitless as well. Start to think this way and you'll take it to a different level. Start to know it's true and you'll operate at a different level. I love you. Take the risk in life, because you're not worth it. You're not worth it to you. You don't believe in you yet. You have not sold yourself on you. So you won't take the risk. You're not worth it. You don't believe it's going to pay off. Do you think I ever even doubted whether it was going to pay off or not? I was worth it from the day I stepped out of those gates. Well before I ever left the penitentiary, I already knew that my life was worth giving to the world. Who I created was worth giving to everybody because he was so valuable. Most of you guys don't even want to walk in a fucking room because you don't feel worthy of that fucking room. Who the fuck is in that room to where you believe you don't belong in there? Who is outdoing you? What the fuck is up with that shit? I don't understand it. Who is on the other side of this camera while you pussy motherfuckers can't just speak and be yourselves? Who is on the other side? Because they must be more worth it than you. There is nobody on this planet who has more worth in my eyes than I do for me, motherfucker. Because I was there every day putting in the work when everybody else was doing whatever the fuck they were doing. I don't pay attention to them. The only thing you have to be okay with in this life, this is the only fucking thing that matters in life. Right here. The only thing that matters in life. How you feel when you're alone with your motherfucking self. I've spent so much time alone. I've validated myself to myself for so many fucking days on end that I do not report to anybody. If you want to see the motherfucker who wrote the notebook, who wrote the fucking guideline, who wrote the blueprint, stare at this motherfucking camera, motherfucker, because I did. You can see all the top people and everybody you thought that was killing it. doing my shit. And guess what? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? That was the point. The point was to come out, prove its value of being a better motherfucker, and give that motherfucker to the world. But every time, how many people did you never see do burpees on camera now do it? How many people use my methods? How many people follow my shit? How many? All of them. When you're a great teacher, you teach so simply that they believe they did it. They believe they said it, they thought it, they did it. That's fine. That's fine. That's what we wanted. But what you guys have to realize is that when your intention is flawed, you won't get the outcome. You'll miss. I've not missed not one fucking post of any type since I started. Because that was my word to you. That's what I could give you. I could give you the real answer. Is it the burpees? Is it that cool gem? Is it that thing I said? Is it the cars I have? Is it the muscle? It's none of that. The only answer I really gave you is that you're watching a man who won't fucking miss. He will not fail. By choice, it will not happen. Nobody has seen me miss ever. That was the answer I gave you. So when you think you're actually doing something that works, if you're not doing that, the foundation of the answer and the solution for every person on the planet, then you've missed the whole point. Because the whole point for my brand was to be the man I always needed. And the man I always needed, he did two things. He always held his fucking word, and he had the results that I wanted. I built this for me. For me. And you guys have to build it for you. To your likeness. To what you unbiasedly would call the individual that you admire, and then you give that motherfucker to everybody around you, and you don't listen to them when they tell you that they know a better way or something else works for them. Because you drank before and you felt like shit, they do too. Because you lied before, you felt like shit, and they do too. You feel exactly how they feel when you do good and when you do bad. So nobody can lie to you once you've done everything. The point behind everything is are you okay with you? Because if you're okay with you and you validated you, then you'll be able to speak anywhere. I see some of the swollest guys. I see some of the richest guys with the best lives. I work with some of them, and they can't just get on camera. They're worried about what someone on the other end will think. Why? For what? I thought you had all this success. I thought you looked good. I thought that's what mattered. What mattered was that when it was time to show up, you could show up. When it was time to get it done, you always got it done. So this video, walking in that room, getting on that stage, everything else will be no different. You see, inaction breeds fear and doubt. Someone who is all action, there's no fear. There's no doubt. Take it. Take everything. Let's write a crazy fucking story. Let's do it. Let's see who comes back. Let's see who even cares about coming back. Let's see if you lost everything, we could read in your face that you really give a fuck. Some people aren't like you. Someone asked me the other day about something I was doing. And they were asking about the time and this and that. I said, what makes you believe that I can't fully change everything you think and everything you do and completely alter your entire business in 15 minutes? What makes you think I can't do that? Because you're doing everything wrong. It would take me 15 minutes to completely change everything and set you on your way and make you a multimillionaire in this. I've done it before. Another top guy only had 18 minutes. He told me, Wes, I got 18 minutes. I said, good, I need like 10. We got on the call. Download this, charge this, post this, say this, post this, say this, post this, say this, do this, post this. When this happens, do this. When that happens, do this. Go, motherfucker. This guy made 120 grand in the first 24 hours and has since built an 8-figure business around it. Just start to go watch the top people. Look at their content. Where did it start? Who is that behind them? Who's the mystery man? Come on now. A lot of the top people won't even say I work with them. They just kind of take the information and do their thing because they don't want to tell everyone that some convict dude that really showed them how to make this crazy thing and it only took them 12 minutes. They don't want to say that. That'd be crazy, right? Because it took them forever to make their first 8-figure business. And then you came along. Now they don't even like their old business. Their old business, they don't even want a part of. Holy shit. How did this motherfucker show me how to do this? So simple. It would take the mind of somebody who is institutionalized. It would take the mind of somebody who thinks differently. It would take the mind of someone who didn't learn from all you business motherfuckers. It would take that hustler. It would take that dope dealer. It would take that prison ingenuity. It would take that motherfucker who was still able to make more than all you clowns while locked behind a fucking door, not leaving the cell, figuring it out, finding a way. It would take somebody like that. It ain't going to be the guy who's thinking like everybody else, because we've proven it. You guys all just follow each other. I don't. I come out, I stand firm, I prove it works. You all do what I do. That's what you do. Why wouldn't you? I proved it greater. So we got to do it. There's nothing wrong, and it's completely right to find a mentor, emulate them, and then make it your own. That is completely the way to operate. So don't get it fucking twisted, like I'm saying, copy me or this or that or whatever. But it's a lot easier to read a book than to write one, okay? And I've done both. You get me? Understand that. Love you guys. Start to be the person who's a mile ahead. Because everybody asked how I did it today. And all I told them is you have to look at what I did 7 years ago to make what I made this year. Way behind if you're trying to do it right now. Okay? We have long view. We plan way in the forefront. My first posts on Instagram were in black and white. The day I stepped out of the penitentiary, I put up a color pic. I knew I was putting up a color pic the day I stepped out. 4 to 5 years later, the day I put up the first black pic. Put up the first black and white picture. The day I put that up, I knew I was going to post in black and white till the day I exited and had it be in color. It was 5 years later. I love you guys. I'm telling you, there's people who operate way different. And when you think you figured it out, they'll pivot. You don't know what I'm going to do next, but it's going to be massive. And it might not even be financial like you're thinking. It might just be the way a man should be. I love you guys. Left phone, and he said, and I didn't even understand what he was saying at first, because I've never fucking done it. He said, is that the front end of your Phantom on your phone? And it was the Spirit of Ecstasy, dope zoomed in pic by the plane we were getting on. And he said, is that your car on your phone? And he looks at my other phone. He goes, is that your house on your other phone? Do you guys get that? Most people have pictures of stuff they'll never have on their motherfucking phone. And straight up, I always did that. No matter where I was at whatever level, I always had my shit right there. If I ever put, everything I put on my phone is always what I'm doing. That's so fucking just massive. That's a massive clue of to where my mind's at. I know exactly where I'm at. And I like exactly where I'm at. Even when I was in prison and people were watching me post from prison, I was really proud even when I was in prison because I was validating with the man I was. I mean, even the fact that I had to get on the phone each day to post, to give people the wisdom and that feeling I was feeling. If you've seen anything from me over time, you know one thing about me. I have to gift this feeling that I'm experiencing. That's the best thing we can do for people. Good, bad, whatever. If we can gift them that energy we're feeling, the emotions we're going through, whatever we're feeling in life at that moment, if we could give it to them with an explanation of how it was beneficial to the moment or how it was hindering forward progress, a definition, an articulation, the way to observe, an observation of that moment is massive. And if you're doing it all the time, you're giving people glimpses of ways of thinking and alternate routes of moving through life at a level that nobody ever could ever sit there and articulate, explain, or even observe unless they were massively in tune with their third eye or their mental witness. This is somebody who lives completely different. They live in a bird's eye view. They live in a state of projection. They watch everything, 30,000 feet. I've always saw myself as a player in something bigger, and I look down upon me. You guys look out of you guys actually look out of your iris, your lens. So everything's happening to you. I look at myself from above. So I'm actually orchestrating a much bigger plan. When people have problems in life, I'm like, this is way bigger than you could ever imagine. And I've told them, even if I die, keep going. I've told them, even if you die, I'll keep going. There's not one person that is greater than this whole. There's not one person greater than the whole of this message, which is how to be an upright man who's aligned with universal truths and the wisdom that source energy from above places in our hearts. There's no way you can denounce the truth. And regardless, everybody wants to take sensory issues and throw them on top of the very simple truths we live because it scares them. It scares them that they would have to give up their creature comforts, and they don't know what life would be like without these things. So they denounce the truth in their chest, which would actually be very sacrificial, and they try to demonize the people that actually bring forth the truth that we all resonate with and we all know. That's why they're triggered by it, because unless it was true, it wouldn't trigger them. You know, the biggest thing is that I like to understand stuff much deeper than most people, but I don't need to understand it to move forward. Most people are so foolish, they need to comprehend and understand fully before they ever commit. I just need to know that I'm being called for it, and I move forward with complete faith. I don't have to really understand it. I have to just feel it. I run off intuition. You guys try to run off logic too much. Well, logically, how do I do this? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm made for this. I'm all in. You guys will never be able to move as quick. You will never be able to move as efficiently. You will never be able to move like someone who moves from the intuition in their chest, which is God's voice guiding them. You'll never, ever be able to move like them. Ever. Ever, motherfucker. And all you logic-based dipshits, please explain it to me how this is going to go down before I actually make a move forward in this way. You fucking morons. Here's Wes Watson. Oh my God, this feels so good. When I was fully in alignment for the first 3 months, 6 months, year, 3 years, 6 years, 10 years, 16 years, been in alignment with that man that I know I'm supposed to be, that I'm being called to be. There's nothing that could touch that. Nothing. And I knew I had to teach that. There was nothing else I have to teach. I don't have to be rich. I don't have to give anyone anything. I don't even have to provide this lifestyle. I don't have to do anything but be the man that I'm being called to be. And for some reason, whenever you're that man you're being called to be, everything is actually fine. You can actually have all this and get in a way that you're not being called to be, and it would be a fucking horrendous situation. That's why people spoil such good fucking... Someone could live this way and it could be so great, but they could not be at peace because they're not at peace within. The crazy thing is that, like I've said before, the world is not as it is, the world is as you are. So you can never talk shit about anyone, any situation, anything. The way you feel is completely up to you. It's completely how you've structured your day. Now, plenty of times when people talk about the weather, are they really talking about that? Because I've had dark days and I've gone out knowing that it couldn't be as good a day as a sunny day. But then I've gone into days like that knowing that I was the one who orchestrated my fate and my feeling through my thoughts and my actions, and I made it a better day because there was actually odds at stake that were stacked against me, supposedly, that I made up. You guys, there's so much more going on than you think. There's such a bigger purpose, and you're so fucking stupid if you think any of the small shit matters. I mean, I love when Gary Vee said that in that song. He said, I almost hope I lose everything so I could just show you motherfuckers how quick I could get it right back. And I added to that, what if I wouldn't even need it back? What if I lost everything and you could just read on my face that I was still content because I was still a man that I gave a fuck about. I was still a man that I valued. I mean, how quick would I get it back? And even, would I even get it back? Would I want it back? Would I seek it back? I don't know so much. I don't really need, as people believe I would by the way I live my life. I enjoy. It makes it better. It doesn't make it worse, definitely. But I'm getting to a point where, like, I did not even want to go start my SVJ up today. I had to go start it and drive it. I didn't even want to go. I went up there, was like, oh, fuck. Started up, drove it from my warehouse to here, parked in the driveway. Like, that's as far as and then I was like, fuck, I need to drive it back. It's sitting in the rain out front. I mean, I really just like to work. I really just like to write. I really just like to live this purpose that's so fucking massive that even if it goes bad, it's good. And even if it goes good, there's a chance I could make it bad by being out of alignment with what I know I'm being called to be in my heart. You guys aren't answering the call when your day's shitty. If you're still breathing and you answer the call, your day's great. Listen. It's all in your chest. Everything you need to hear. The exact path you need to walk. The second you get in the way, there's a problem. What you want, what you need. I do it in very simple ways now. And they're foolish. Every time they come about, they're not needed. And I go back to the work and I'm gifted everything I could ever imagine. You guys, what you believe the world owes you is actually what you owe the world. That's it. Everything you think that the world owes you is what you owe the world. You owe the world answers. You owe the world strength. You owe the world love. You owe the world the consistency of what a man is and the man you always needed. I was gifted this path because my voice was strong enough to carry out the message that needed to be carried. A lot of you guys, you haven't earned that spot yet. You have to earn that spot by not giving a fuck about that spot. If you try to seek that spot, you'll never get that spot. That spot's gifted to someone who came out of the darkness. That spot's gifted to someone who had no agenda other than, man, this feels amazing. That's all it was. That's all it'll ever be. I've learned the top, the bottom, everything in between. None of it matters. But none of it doesn't matter. Everything's compartmentalized. When you're with family, family is the most important. When you're out trying to make money for your family, then money's the most important. If you're at the gym, then muscle and results is most important. I mean, everything is most important for what it is when you can compartmentalize and actually monotask. It'd be very foolish to go into an endeavor and say, oh, no, I'm not about this, but I'm spending my time on this. Like something like financial gain. It's so fucking crazy that people would even live their life ever saying it's not about the thing they're doing in that moment. That is how stupid they are. No, it's just all about this. Well, what about the times when you're doing this? Shouldn't you be focused on that? Fuck, it's crazy. I love you guys so much. I'm going to live. I'm going to live outwardly through the camera. We're going to see where it goes. And the whole thing is I'm never going to lose because I'm never going to give up on myself. That's the only way you'll ever lose, is when you choose to break character. That's the only time you'll ever give up moments of your life. Love you guys. Don't choose to break character, and your life will be from the beginning. I'll never miss. That is the fucking secret in life right there. To never fucking miss. When you really show up every day, the success of showing up every day leaves clues. It leaves a clue of whether you're a comfortable bitch who will show up every day and not get what he's after. Or if you're a real motherfucker that if he shows up for enough days in a row and he's not getting his results, he actually will comprehend deeper what needs to be done. I just left the gym. You guys, why the fuck are people so consistent at their stupid fucking job? Why the fuck are people so consistent at the gym? Why the fuck do they show up every day and get less than their worth? It's a worth issue. Do you think I ever would? Fuck no. Never. I've always got the results I was after in every area of life because it really just takes comprehension. You must not be comprehending the system. If you're going and applying something every day, you're clocked the fuck out. It's like half these dudes who don't understand personal growth, being accountable. I make video and I say, these dudes with tits keep messaging me all pissed off that they got fucking tits. And the thing is, bro, if I grew tits and got all fat, I would call myself out. I would be accountable to the fact that I felt like shit. It was not a choice. It is not a choice how you feel when you trash the body you've been given. It is a gift from above that we're even breathing. And you trashed that body, you stupid motherfucker. You just are like, fuck you. I don't care if you created me. I hate my fucking life. I'm going to make this thing shit. And then you're like, please help me with some more money or someone to love my shot out, fat, lame ass. You guys, the fuck? What the fuck? And this is a reality check right here. It's not even the way we look. It's the energy we have. And our energy will be aligned. You'll be at a high frequency when you're doing the work. So even if you motherfuckers don't possess the looks yet, if you're doing the work, you'll be operating at a high frequency and you'll be attractive. People will be attracted to that. But that's what tells you that you can never not do the work. Because when you're not doing the work, you're not abiding by your conscience's call. If you're not listening to your conscience's call, then you're sticking your finger in God's face and saying, fuck you, I know better, or I don't care. Alignment is fully supernatural. That's why every fucking idiot starts off their fitness journey. They're like, I just want to lose like 7 pounds and I'm fine. They lose the 7. They're like, dude, my bicep vein's coming through. I kind of want my arms bigger. Then their arms get bigger and they lost the 7. They're like, I could get a full 6-pack. Watch this. Full 6-pack comes in. We're being called to greatness from within. It's a call. You can't denounce the call, you stupid fucks. You'll live a tortured existence, and worse, you'll get other people off the path of creating the best vessel to carry this message. And the message is, you never had a choice. These weren't your thoughts. You were either in alignment with universal truths of what humans are supposed to do on this earth, or you were out of alignment with universal truths of what humans are supposed to do on this earth. And we're supposed to, as humans, heal ourselves and teach others to do the same. We're supposed to, as humans, go on our hero's journey, gather wisdom, and bring it back to our people. We're supposed to, as fucking humans, create the best version of ourselves and teach others to do the same. Now, even if you're 90% perfect, you've created the best version of you, motherfucker. The second you get out of alignment, it will be just as painful as the fat motherfucker who still looks like shit and his life is shit. That's the gift. You never get to escape the truth. The truth will get you, even if you're 99%, as close as a human could be to perfection, meaning you answer every call of your conscience. There's no vices. There's no negative thoughts, no negative energy. You're completely accountable to your internal state and how you spread it around the world and push it to others. You've negated all areas of pain, financially, physically, mentally, spiritually, and you've become the optimized 10.0 version of yourself, and you've transcended self to where you're doing that for other people. It's not even for you anymore. So you don't miss, because the people who miss, it's because they feel like they can. The people who don't miss know that it's against that call from within to miss. It's something bigger than them. There's a bigger purpose, a bigger message. There's something much bigger happening. And that means they've tapped into their life's purpose. Like I said, create the individual you admire, give that person the world, heal yourself, teach others to do the same. What type of person would you be if you let other people around you walk around with the same pain you knew? You weren't just like, hey, what the fuck? Aren't you better than that? I can teach you how to not feel like that. Feel like what? Feel like we know you feel when you're fat. Feel like we know you feel when you're a drunk, dumb bitch. Feel like we know you feel when you're broke. Motherfucker, it's not okay to be any of those. But when you are them, you have to accept it so that you don't make it acceptable to not be. Rip, rich, and rare is what it is. You have to be the leader. You're a fucking man. And if you're a woman watching this, you have to listen to your call. That's whatever it is. It's basically the same. Create the best individual, the person you admire, and give that person to the world. I really don't think anybody was created for any of the sensory world jobs and careers and everything. I really think we're all just meant to live life and learn as much as we can about life to guide the next person through life correctly. And if we do that, we're living our purpose. Well, being a coach, a life coach, that's the most congruent job to being what a human should naturally be. So anybody who's really looking to live their purpose, that's what it's going to be. Helping people with life. Love you guys. I'll be here every fucking day. Every fucking day. I'm going to be on my Instagram. I'm going to be here. I mean, if you look at my guys, the people I've taught, the top people, they don't miss. We have a different mindset about it all. Learn that and you'll learn everything. Because it's hard to get started. Getting started is difficult. But once that paradigm shift occurs, once you cross the proverbial bridge from the old you to the new you, stopping is harder than wake up. Wake the fuck up. I told you a long time ago, regret is your guideline. I told you a long time ago that your conscience is the authentic voice of God. How the fuck are you going to lack purpose? You're being told what to do every fucking day, but your stupid ass is in the way. When I got out of the way, my life became in perfect alignment. My life only goes to shit when I choose to break character. Only time a man gives up moments of his life is when he willingly breaks character. And that's the fucking thing I've been telling you since the beginning, is those that don't reflect, they project. So what you're consistently doing is releasing a feeling, thoughts, and energy that you don't wish to feel. I've told you that. Those that don't reflect, they project. So you're projecting what you actually possess, but you think the world is doing to you. Now, since you're projecting that, what you release is what you possess. So now it's this circle of a person who's filled with fear, hate, envy, jealousy, guilt, shame. Someone who's filled with all these low frequency emotions, releasing that to the world and getting that back. Instead of someone who understands what Aurelius said, straight never straightened, and he wakes up knowing he's in a low frequency state, does the work and earns the right to be in a high frequency state, realizes he was needing to get straight. He'll never be straightened. He will fall victim to a low frequency state again, and he will have to pick himself up again. He will not place an emphasis on the fact that he is flawed. He will realize that low frequency and high frequency states are a part of life. Whether you choose to exist them or not is your choosing. Most you guys just have not become harmonized or aligned with universal laws. So you're consistently doing something that you regret. That regret is actually packed with karmic debt. So now you're actually initiating these low frequency states on yourself of guilt and shame. And then the loop begins again. That's the guilt and shame loop that most of you guys live, because you're refusing to act and live in alignment with your highest self. Your conscience, God, is telling you to become your higher self. He's making you feel a certain way when you're getting out of alignment. You don't trust that feeling. You think it's going to be different next time, but it's never different. Every time you go eat the pizza before bed and you wanted to wake up skinnier, but you made the choice to fucking fatten yourself before bed, you woke up feeling worse about yourself. You did that. There was no escaping that. So you're in contact with that negative notification within that if things don't change, nothing will change. You'll actually get worse. The feeling of getting worse and the thought of getting worse gives you anxiety. Anxiety is also a notification for self-preservation, to make a move to change. The second you're in 100% alignment with your thoughts, your actions, and your energy, all aligned with the person you wish to be tomorrow, that is when you'll be completely free and operate from 100% clarity. When you're operating from 100% clarity, there is no fear of the future, because the only thing that makes that fear and doubt comes from inaction. Inaction breeds fear and doubt. When there's complete action, when thoughts are congruent, when energy is congruent, and actions are aligned, you have nothing to fear. You're actually free. You've done the work, you're aligned with the future self you want, and you just step into the next day. It's very simple, but you stupid motherfuckers overcomplicate everything. That's the name of the game. That's what you guys do all day, is massively overcomplicate everything. I made it very simple. I have a very simple process I do each day. This keeps me aligned with the person I want to be. The confidence that I build, the respect and love that I cultivate within is what drives me. So I'm going after that feeling. If I show up for that feeling, I know I can get that every single day. So that's my goal, is to get that feeling. When I've shown up enough for that feeling, now a tangible result starts to appear in external form to where everybody can see a different exterior changing. Now their view of you changes. Now you actually become a speaking, an entity, an offering, an individual. You become someone who can actually speak and lead and perform for everybody else, because you know you have what they want, because they simply weren't able to stay disciplined and stay in alignment with the call of their conscience. It's very simple. And even people who don't want to hear this complex breakdown, I've broke it down very simply of what to do. Get up earlier, read and reflect, read something very simple, something about personal development or mindset to get that PMA, that positive mental attitude, to put you in that state where everything's going to work out, and then go to the workout and break yourself off so that you actually solidify that belief into your mindset and you walk it through. So if I open this page right now of this book and I open to a page I like, and we'll say, something like this: starting out is hard. So I'd say starting out is hard. But that book goes on to say stopping at a certain point becomes harder than starting ever was, because the paradigm shift occurs. Once that paradigm shift occurs, once that mindset is gained, once through habitual construction of doing what's difficult becomes your way of life, now you've created new neurological pathways through habitual construction. Now what happens is it's impossible to quit, because you've created a highway of sticking to it. When before, that highway wasn't even constructed for your thought to travel down, that it was even possible to stick for something for a duration of time, because you didn't earn that neurological pathway that this exists and this is what I do, because you never saw anything through. So you couldn't connect the dots. I don't know why you guys don't understand it, but I mean, I try to make it very simple and just tell you what to do so you can feel it. You don't need to understand everything mentally. Those are the dumbest people on the planet. The people that fully have to digest it and understand it mentally before they do, those are the stupidest people. The smartest people will just see something they like from someone else. They will try it, they will start it, they will feel it. When they feel it, they get the confirmation that it's true and it's right and it works. Then they just do it the next day again, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. What people are so dumb with is that they know a perfect day makes them feel perfect, but then they choose not to do it. Well, what does that come from? That comes from your subconscious mind sabotaging you. Like I've told you before, your subconscious mind is secretly taking account to how well you treat yourself. So until you rewire your subconscious, you will always self-sabotage because your subconscious mind knows that you fucking hate yourself. Listen how you talk to yourself. Listen how little you believe in yourself. You have to learn to build someone who believes in themselves and talks to themselves in a positive manner at the core of your being, or else you'll never have a chance at this. I love you guys. I hope you can unpack that. It is what it is. The whole thing is the world is not as it is. The world is as you are. I can only live a beautiful day if I'm a great, beautiful motherfucking man through and through. And I fail a lot. I fail a lot in speech. I fail a lot in thought. Sometimes I think negatively about people. Sometimes I say negative stuff in scenarios, or I start to fall victim to negativity that comes my way, and I give it back, and I feel what I've given back. Nobody's going to be perfect at this, and the people who try to chastise you or vilify you for you having little flaws in these areas, they're stupid pieces of shit. Look at people's actions first. Until you've mastered the realm of action, these people who act like they've mastered energy and thought, they're just bullshitters. That's that spiritual bypassing fuckery of a lane. So don't listen to someone until they've perfected actions, then they move to perfecting thought, then it is controlling and aligning energy. Love you guys. The Miami Mastermind number 5, and it brings up such a valid point. I mean, the fear on you grown men, the fear on you adults is the fucking problem. Do you guys realize that by walking around so afraid all day, you're transferring that to your people? I really think probably the best thing I can give people from my content, from my coaching, from who the fuck I am and my personality is to show people to stop being afraid of life, afraid to live, and the downside that has on everybody around you. Like literally, most parents are so fucking pussy, they would probably be like, we were just on the yacht right now, and Alyssa wanted to jump off the very top of the 3rd floor of the yacht. Fuck yeah, we're doing it. Let's go up there. I don't even think most parents would support that. I don't know. You'll probably get hurt. Why is everyone so scared to go after what they want to go after? Because a kid will go to the top floor and jump off the motherfucker. Do you guys get that? The business you want to do, go to the top floor and just jump. Fix your fucking parachute on the way down. Do you guys get it yet? That's what I did. Do you think I knew how to run a fucking coaching business perfectly when I fucking started? Or do you think that I just fucking said, I'm doing this regardless. This is what I want to do with my life. I'll figure it the fuck out. That's called not having a plan B. You guys don't get it. They've instilled this fear in you. It's breaking you every second. You're afraid to go to the gym because what people think. You're afraid to film your videos. I remember when I first got out, one of my first videos online was that some guy was looking at me weird about me filming my videos, my workout videos. I said, what's up, dog? Are you worried about me filming my videos? Because I like this mirror. I like filming my videos. I like my phone. I like being able to do this. You want to know why I like it? Because I didn't have a mirror for 10 fucking years. Do you get that? Do you understand that? And the guy was like, what? He had no idea that a man in 2018, I got out of 2017, it was end of 2017, that a man in that position could have not even looked in a fucking mirror for 10 fucking years. The only mirrors in prison are when you go in medical, or when you buy a fucking mirror that's about 4 inches, or when you put a fucking Dorito bag around your cup and fold it inside out just to shave out of it. The mirrors in the cells are trash. You might be able to look in a window, but never even got to see yourself that whole time, unless you had a phone or something. But so afraid to make a move, you're going to fuck your life off. And then at the end of your fucking life, you're going to be like, damn, I'm dying now. What was I so afraid of? I should have been afraid of dying without living my dreams. But I was afraid to live my dreams, and now I'm dying and I haven't done shit. You guys think I've done a lot? The only thing that I've done is help a lot of people. I haven't done shit yet. Like, this is nothing. Of the way I think, we just walked by the CEO of Google. Eric's yacht was parked next to the ex-CEO of Google. And this was like a fucking 4-story gray yacht that was just fucking, I mean, the thing was $350 million. And then there was some Canadian hockey player, goalie, whose yacht was there at this. I mean, these fucking things were $400 million on a boat. I'm not even playing at any type of level. That was a write-off for the guy's business or how much he made. People who buy big-ass yachts and planes and stuff like that, that's because their business is murking it so hard, they need to eat up expense money and have it be something they could keep through like a Section 179. Like that, the guy probably, at a certain point, some of these guys don't even really want yachts or planes or need them. They're like, well, fuck, I already got so much damn real estate. I've already maxed out all my life insurance policies under every one of my family. Fuck it, $400 million yacht. If your company's doing $4 billion a year, you'd have to spend $1 billion just to fucking not give $1 billion away. I mean, there's just levels to it. Do I think about being a billionaire? Never once. I've never sat and stressed about or thought about being a billionaire. I've only sat and thought about being a better man tomorrow. That's it. It's the only thing I ever think about is how I can be better tomorrow. I don't ever think about money or a thing, or I'm not really motivated by this shit. I only think about stuff when I can afford it. Like once I can afford it, then I start like going like, oh, I'll look at planes now. Like, because now it's like something I can afford or an expense I should kind of use so I don't give the money away. If I could teach you guys anything, it's for me to transfer from my heart to yours how much time you're wasting being afraid. Like literally, the doubt, the what ifs, the thoughts you're having, all that energy is supposed to be put towards the action and not creating this imaginary evil about why the action isn't taking place. It needs to just take place. You're spending all the energy on the what ifs and the imaginary evils and not the energy on the actual action. That's why it's basically you're paying karmic debt for not listening to that voice within, because the voice within is telling you, your conscience, God, is telling you, go do that, go do that, go do that, and you're choosing you. I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to. I don't feel like it. I did not feel like shooting this video. I came home and talked to Angie right now, and she said she feels anxious and stuff, and I said, I feel off too. Like I don't even want to get on camera. I feel shaky. I feel all these things. But guess what? After this video, bam, I'm back. Funny how that happens. You don't think your way into positive thought. You act your way into positive thinking. I'll keep saying the same gems because guess what? There's a new person every day, and dipshit who heard it a month ago forgot it 28 days ago. Stop forgetting the wisdom that will run your life. I love you guys.